folks, Jason Ballas with OutdoorProductReview.com. Today's review is going to be just sort of an overview, really. Alpine Archery's come out with a new product line, and it's their accessory product line, and they call it the Xtreme Hardcore Gear. Now, they have rests, they have quivers, stabilizers, everything you need to be able to, set up your alpine bow the way you want it, or any other bow, as a matter of fact, because they're just not made for alpine. So first thing we're going to cover, and what I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually going to show you guys this rest, but we're going to do another review on it, shooting it through the bow here a little bit later on. But V-twin rest, and this rest, it's a plunger type rest, if you will. It's got little Teflon spring-loaded plungers that sort of hold your arrow in place, so it's a full containment rest. The top plunger, it doesn't actually go in like on the bottom ones here, which let me show you. Your bottom ones, they squeeze in, so you can slip your arrow in from the side and it sort of sits stable. Now you need to make sure you set up your vane alignment correctly, right? This one just sort of moves out of the way, and this follows, it rides the arrow down the shaft. All right, so these are Teflon plungers, and this top one's just a soft rubber one that sort of rides your arrow. Now, like I said, you want to make sure that your cock vane on your arrow is straight down and then set up so you get maximum clearance throughout this rest. What happens is when you shoot, it'll sort of push these plungers down a little bit, and the top guide is going to keep your arrow in line the whole way throughout the bow. But we'll be doing a little coverage of this here and shooting it pretty soon. It's starting to warm up here. We're getting ready to do our 2013 bow review, so soon I'll get one of the bows from there, and maybe you'll see it on an alpine bow. But the one thing I want to mention is that it has the quick load, so it comes from the side here, and you just sort of set your arrow in there, and then you make sure this is right on top, and it goes through. This one's set up for a right-handed person. Put it on the bow, and we're going to try this out. So you'll see more from this rest here in the near future. I just wanted to sort of cover some of their products that they have today. Next product we have is the Pro Balance S1 or SL1 quiver system. Okay, so we sort of, very lightweight. I'm very surprised because you look at this and you think it's pretty heavy. I know some other ones that have lights in the hood, they're really heavy. Sorry about the plane noise, we live where they fly planes all the time. But the nice thing on this is you could set it on your bow on this side to your sights. You can adjust this so that it rotates. It's either sideways at an angle, move it up and down. You can move this independent on these carbon rods here, up or down, depending on the length of your arrow. And you'll be able to really balance your bow perfect, because if you're shooting, especially like 3D or something, you want to make sure your bow is completely balanced, so when you release that shot, your bow just sort of falls away or stays dead in your hand. You guys know how I am about bows being dead in your hand. I really like that. So numerous mounting position holes on here where you can put it on. As far as like looking for a quick detach, which I don't see, that's something I'd like to see on it, but maybe that'll be something they come up here with in the future. It's got an Allen wrench here that tightens these clamps that hold the main post right here. Holds these main posts on. But overall, nice and lightweight, so it's not really heavy. You look at this and you think, God, that thing's pretty heavy, but it's not, all right? And I'm sure you could take and turn this post around, so you can make this for your left-handed people as well. Take this out, put it on the air side, and go on the left side of the bow, no problem. All right, so a great, pretty cool product. It's got the foam in here for your field points or your broadheads, whatever the case is. And you could be ready out there with 5 arrows to either shoot in a tournament or go hunting with it. Pretty cool, and they come in realtree or whatever camo pattern you desire. All right, and then the last thing I'm going to talk about from the Xtreme Hardcore Gear, which is, I did mention that it's from Alpine Archery. This is their accessory line, sort of like Hoyt has Fuse and Bowtech has their own things. So, but this is the Phantom XR7 stabilizer, which is pretty cool. And so their XR7 stabilizer is pretty nifty looking. It almost looks like you have a shotgun shell in the end or something. But it's all rubber coated. So this whole thing right here is rubber. You have dual little jack type systems on here that'll absorb sound. It's a carbon rod threaded in. The pattern that they have on all the accessories that they've sent me is like that carbon look, and it is pretty cool. It's got a hollow sort of baffle in here that absorbs the sound along with all the rubber, because like I said, this whole black piece here is all rubber. You know, it bends, and that's going to absorb any kind of noise. Not very heavy either. I mean, you look at the size of the stabilizer, that's a big stabilizer, but it's not heavy at all. Pretty cool. So, you know, as far as taking the shock out of the shot, I guarantee you this is going to do it. You know, there's a ton of stabilizers out there, and everybody has their own preferences, but I always like to try something new. You know, it's got a nice forward weight to it, so if your bow is a little heavy in the back, say your top cam's bigger, or you have more weight, or your sight or whatever has caused the bow to sort of fall backwards, put a little heavier stabilizer on there. It's going to equalize that weight, which will really make it nice for shooting. But overall, pretty impressed. This is some great gear. Nice to see Alpine's finally come out with some great accessories, and hoping I'll be testing their bow this year in the review, because I was just at the ATA show and they have some awesome looking new bows out and some new risers with some great designs, and I think you guys will be pretty excited to see what they have. So the accessories from Xtreme Hardcore Gear. And for Outdoor Product Review, I'm Jason Ballas, and you guys are going to see that rest here in probably another couple weeks as soon as we start getting some bows set up, and we'll take you out there and show you how it works.